Assalamu alaikum and Ramadan Mubarak to all our viewers. Thank you for joining me, myself, Femida Qasim, on this show called A Woman in Islam. Today, joining me is Hina Ajmal. Hina is a Salah coach and she's based in the United Arab Emirates in Dubai. Assalamu alaikum and welcome, Sister Hina.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. How are you, Femida?
Alhamdulillah, my sister. How are you doing today?
I'm doing amazing and fasting and enjoying the fast.
That's very nice. That's the best part about it, is that we must enjoy the fast and enjoy Ramadan for what it is and what it is blessing us with during this beautiful, beautiful, special month. And while we're talking about Ramadan and what it has given us so far, you a mom and you a coach. Are you able to share with our viewers more about how you've been, proceeding daily with Ramadan in your life nowadays?
Yeah, sure. So first of all, I love the topic that you're discussing, women and lifestyle during Ramadan. So I would like to give a little background about myself. I was born in Pakistan and raised as an orphan. My parents died when I was still very young. So, when we talk about lifestyle is the way in which a person wants to live their life. So I was thinking, when do we really decide what lifestyle we want to choose? So as a child, every child lives the lifestyle of his or her parents, right? So when my parents were alive, I was living their lifestyle. And when they passed away, I had to live with different relatives. So I was, just adapting to the lifestyle of whoever I was living with. And then when I got married and I came to Dubai, for the first time ever, Allah gave me an opportunity to decide a lifestyle for myself. So, that's the first time I actually started thinking, how should my lifestyle be? So being a Muslim woman, that comes with a whole perspective that as a Muslim woman, what should a successful lifestyle be? Because let's say you have so many platters to choose from. And there are so many lifestyles you can choose from. But what should be the criteria of choosing a lifestyle? And if I ask you, Femida, if you had to choose a lifestyle for yourself, what criteria would you choose it on? What criteria?
Based on, obviously, honesty and ensuring that we meet our daily demands, right?
Yeah. And for me, it was also about, it should give me success. But the thing is that the definition of success is different for me and different for you and different for every woman that lives on this planet, whether she's a Muslim or even a non-Muslim. So, for me, when I got married, I got very busy with living the lifestyle which the society expected from me as a housewife. So a housewife is supposed to, get up and clean the house and cook for her husband and look nice. And when the husband comes home, they go out for a movie or a dinner and meet friends. And this was my life like 10 years ago. And but I got everything that a woman can wish for. A loving husband and a beautiful house. But there was no purpose in my life. Like, what is a day like, which is the same routine every day, when you don't really have any goal in your life?
So it gets it gets like monotonous a bit, eh?
Yes, exactly. So at that moment, I think Allah gave me like a little reminder, and that was the death of my elder sister. She just passed away 6 months after I got married. And, she was just 31 years old. And that was a shock for me because I thought I still have time. Yeah, I'll change my lifestyle, but I still have time. It's time to enjoy my life right now. So after she passed away, I really started thinking about I should bring some changes in my life. And what is that lifestyle that would make me successful? But for that, I had to think about what is success for me. And then I had a dream, and that actually was a turning point for me. So I had a dream that the day of judgment has come, and the sky has, ruptured open. And I knew that now I will be going up and answering for everything that I was blessed with in this life. And Femida, you wouldn't believe, I was crying my eyes out because I had nothing in my hands which I could present to Allah and, ask for His mercy and ask for His Jannah. So I was crying in my dream, and when I woke up, I cried for another half an hour. It was like Allah took me to the future and showed me, excuse me, this is coming up very soon. So are you prepared for it? And I was not. So, I woke up and I cried, and my husband was so worried. He didn't know what has happened. And I told him that this is the day I have to decide. I want to make some changes in my lifestyle. This cannot go on in the same routine. So that's when I decided to learn about my religion. Because Femida, even though we are born in Muslim families, that doesn't mean we have all the knowledge. And sometimes we just take Islam for granted, and we think
we have another day, and
because we are born Muslims, we are going to go to Jannah. But then why do we? Yeah. So then what is the purpose of having a free will and we being sent in the world for testing? So what is that test all about, right?
Yeah.
So I made intention, and Allah put so much barakah in my life. And the fear of death really added to my speed and gave me that motivation. Because my sister had just passed away, and I thought, my God, I don't have time. I don't know when I'll die. And she passed away when she delivered her baby. And I was expecting, I was pretty sure that this is the end of my life. And, I really speeded up. I started going to the masjid and wanted to learn tajweed. I didn't even know how to recite Quran properly.
And born in a Muslim family. And now you are teaching the Quran, and you're also a student of the Quran.
Exactly. So this is what I want to share with my viewers, especially the women, that you might be a regular housewife doing exactly what I was doing 10 years ago, waking up, cleaning the house and looking after yourself, going to parties. That is all. Yes, that is good. But there is more to life than that. And, in the end, no one of us can deny that we have to go from the world. None of us is staying here forever, right?
Yes,
so what will happen after that? We have to prepare for that hereafter, which is forever.
Yeah.
So yes, Allah put a lot of barakah in my time. And just in the span of past 5 years, from somebody who couldn't even read Quran properly, now I teach Quran, I teach tajweed, and I also teach tafsir to teenage girls. So, yes.
Very, very proud of you. Very, very proud.
Thank you so much. Yes, so when I started learning about Islam, Femida, I would say that my lifestyle has, adapted according to my knowledge of Islam. So if we talk about the 5 pillars of Islam, and that is the basis, and I believe that every born Muslim should go back to the basics. This is where we should all start from. We shouldn't think that we already know the basics, because believe me, subhanallah, we don't. Quora.com is a very famous platform where Muslims and non-Muslims, they ask questions. I would go to Quora, and these non-Muslims would have questions about Islam, and I didn't know the answers to them. And that was a food for thought for me. Like, I am a born Muslim, but I don't know the answer to what she's asking. Like, how do we know if this hadith is authentic or not? How do you know that your prophet said that, sallallahu alaihi wasallam? So these were questions I didn't have answer for. It would bring doubts to my own mind. And the only solution to that was finding the answers, gaining knowledge. So I started from the scratch. And if we talk about the 5 pillars of Islam, I think the 5 pillars themselves brought so many changes in my life.
Correct.
So let's talk about the first pillar of Islam, which is declaration that Allah is my only God. And, when I was living a different kind of a lifestyle, I wasn't always discovered. I attended weddings, I dressed up, and there was a lot of things that were very different from now. So, the biggest fear in my mind when I would think of changing my lifestyle was, would my family accept me? What would my husband say? How would my cousins react to that? How would they react when I would start covering my head? Or covering the face was still far, far out of the picture. But even covering my head properly would, bring those thoughts of what would people say? So, going back to the basics, that Allah is my only Rabb. He is the only one I'm answerable to. And then there was, I would say it was a blessing in disguise. One of my cousins passed away at a very young age, like he was hardly 22 years old. And I saw there was a wedding in the family, and everyone was dressed up. It was just 1 month since he was gone, and everyone was dressed up as if he didn't even exist. And that brought a question to my mind, that these people whose opinions I'm so worried about are not even going to remember me 1 month after I'm gone. Everyone was busy in their life, right? So it brought me back to the same question, to the same dream. What will you answer to your Lord? No one will be standing in front of you. So, the first pillar of Islam, declaring that only Allah is your God. Your cousins are not your God. Your family, your husband, your in-laws, they are not your gods. You don't have to give hisab to them. So that gives you the courage to change your lifestyle. If anyone is looking to change your lifestyle, I think this is the first thing we need to ground ourselves in, that Allah is our only Lord.
Alhamdulillah.
Yes,
Hina, what I'm going to do is I want us to unpack the rest of the 5 pillars of Islam, but we're going to do that right after this short break, inshallah.